Welcome to our journey through the longest trains in the world. Today we'll explore some of the most impressive feats of engineering on rails. Now you might be thinking, trains? A bit dull, aren't they? But trust me on this one, these aren't your grandmother's commuter trains. These are leviathans of the rail, monstrous beasts of metal stretching further than the eye can see. We're talking about trains so long it takes them an eternity just to pass a level crossing. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey to witness the true giants of the tracks. Right then, let's start with a real behemoth, the BHP Iron Ore train in Australia. Back in 2001, these Aussies, never ones to be outdone, decided to see just how much iron ore they could fit on one train. Turns out the answer is a bloody lot. We're talking 7.352 kilometres of pure unadulterated train, a metal serpent winding its way across the Outback. Now you try finding a scale to weigh this thing. It tipped the scales at nearly 100,000 tonnes. That's like hauling 20 Eiffel Towers with a single engine. Well, 8 engines to be precise. They had to use these massive diesel-electric locomotives, each one probably louder than a Metallica concert. This beast lumbered its way from the mines at Newman and Yandi all the way to Port Hedland on the coast. That's a journey of about 275 kilometres, which probably felt more like 275,000 kilometres for the poor bloke driving this thing. And the best part, this record-breaking Leviathan was just a trial run. Can you imagine? They put this monstrous thing together, drove it across the country, and then said, yeah, that'll do. Amazingly, it was deemed a success, even though I'm sure there were a few moments where they thought, what have we done? I bet the drivers needed a stiff drink after wrestling that thing across the desert. Now, after conquering the iron ore fields, Australia decided to apply its go big or go home philosophy to passenger trains. Enter the Ghan. This iconic train isn't about breaking length records, it's about conquering a continent. It stretches over 1,851 miles, linking Adelaide in the south to Darwin in the north, cutting right through the heart of Australia. Imagine this, you step aboard in Adelaide, surrounded by vineyards and rolling hills. Days later, you're stepping off in Darwin, greeted by tropical heat and the smell of the Timor Sea. And in between, you've traversed the desolate beauty of the Outback, witnessed landscapes that would make your jaw drop. The Ghan isn't just a train, it's a journey through time and history. It follows ancient trade routes used by Aboriginal Australians for millennia. It's a testament to human endeavour, a ribbon of steel binding a nation together. And let's not forget the luxury. Forget cramped seats and dodgy toilets. The Ghan offers panoramic windows, private cabins and dining cars that wouldn't be out of place in a 5-star hotel. You can even get a glass of champagne as you watch the sun set over the Outback. So while it might not be the longest train in the world, the Ghan is an experience, a journey that captures the spirit of Australia. It's a train journey that should be on everyone's bucket list. Now, let's head over to South Africa, a country that knows a thing or two about long distances and heavy cargo. Back in 1989, they decided to throw their hat in the ring for the world's longest train. The result, the Sishen Saldanha train, a monster clocking in at a whopping 7.302 kilometres long. This South African behemoth was built for one purpose, hauling iron ore from the mines in Sishen to the port at Saldanha Bay. And haul it did to the tune of 71,765 tonnes. That's like transporting the entire population of a small city, plus their luggage, on one train. This train was so long it needed a small army to operate it. I'm talking multiple locomotives, a team of drivers communicating by radio, and probably a catering service just to keep everyone fed. Can you imagine the logistical nightmare of just getting this thing moving, let alone keeping it on the tracks? Sadly, the Sishen Saldanha train no longer holds the record for the world's longest train, but its place in history is secured as a testament to South African engineering and their ability to move mountains, or at least the iron ore within them. Let's rewind the clock to 1986, back when the Soviet Union was flexing its industrial muscles. They decided to get in on the long train game with the Ekibastus Urals train, a coal-hauling behemoth that stretched for 6.5 kilometers. This Soviet serpent was like something out of a Bond film, a seemingly endless line of coal cars snaking its way across the frozen steppes. It was designed to transport coal from the Ekibastuz coal basin in Kazakhstan all the way to the industrial heartland of the Urals. Now, hauling 43,400 tons of coal across such a vast distance is no mean feat. It required some serious Soviet ingenuity, with multiple locomotives strategically placed along the train to keep it moving. I can just picture the drivers huddled in their cabins, battling the elements and the sheer monotony of the journey. While the Ekibastuz Urals train may no longer hold any records, it remains a symbol of the Soviet Union's ambition and its relentless pursuit of industrial might. It's a reminder that even in the depths of the Cold War, trains were connecting us, even if it was just through the shared marvel of engineering. Now, fast forward to 2022, and we find ourselves in India, a country experiencing an economic and industrial boom. Not ones to be left behind, they unveiled their own contender for the title of longest train, the Super Vasuki. This modern marvel, stretching for 2.1 miles, was built to transport coal from the mines in Chhattisgarh to a steel plant in Odisha. And when I say transport coal, I mean it. This beast was loaded up with over 28,600 tons of the black stuff, enough to power a small city for a week. The Super Vasuki is a testament to India's growing industrial might and its ability to move massive amounts of raw materials across vast distances. It's a symbol of progress, a rolling embodiment of India's economic aspirations. Just imagine the sight of this thing thundering across the Indian countryside. 6 locomotives working in unison to pull this 2.8-mile-long snake of cargo. It's a sight that would make even the most jaded train spotter weak at the knees. So there you have it. A glimpse into the world of the longest trains, from the Australian outback to the steppes of Kazakhstan. These behemoths of the rails are more than just machines. They're testaments to human ingenuity, ambition, and the enduring allure of pushing the boundaries of what's possible. They're a reminder that even in our increasingly digital world, there's still a certain romance to the railways, a sense of adventure and wonder that only comes from watching a mile-long train snake its way across the landscape. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey through the world's longest trains. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing content.